And finally, Jim, let's talk a little bit about Fed speak, because we're going to hear a lot of it this week. Now, last week, on Friday on Mad Money, you said that despite the pressure from the market that the market saw following the Fed's comments on interest rates, there were still buying opportunities. So aside from the Fed comments that we expect, what are you also watching this week?
Well, I think that I'm watching Bitcoin. I think that the PRC has spoken. They're cracking down on Bitcoin. And when they say that there shouldn't be as much money on Bitcoin and so much mining, and Bitcoin goes down, isn't that curious? You would think if they limit the amount of mining, it would actually go up. So what this tells me is that there's a considerable number of people who are dumping Bitcoin because they fear the PRC. The PRC, just, I think that their attitude is this. I think they feel that they are they're not in control of Bitcoin. That billionaires in America are in charge of the price of Bitcoin, because you see them come on all the time. Chinese watch our TV closely, they monitor what we say closely. And they don't like the billionaires calling the shots for a second currency in China. They want to have their own currency. So the fact is that Bitcoin did not go up on the mining curtailment, I think, because people are afraid to own Bitcoin in China. Now, let's switch all the way to the United States. I think that the ransomware here is, with Colonial, is really the tip of the iceberg. I think there's a lot of companies that have been paying ransomware. And if that's the case, because there's so many companies that are involved with ransomware, if that's the case, then I think the Federal Reserve and the Treasury is not going to tolerate this, and wouldn't be surprised if they said, listen, you can't pay off, you're not allowed to pay, it's basically kidnapping, and you can't pay individual companies. And that would put an end to the way ransomware has made Bitcoin to be far more important. So I'd be very careful with Bitcoin. It's got to hold this 30,000 level. DeMark, which has been just spot on about this, says the 30,000 level could be the buy level. But I do think that it's going to be rocky for Bitcoin for a long time. The fact that the averages are up so strong, again, makes it so people feel like, hey, maybe I should go back and own some stocks. And that, too, is negative for Bitcoin.